Okay, excellent. Well, welcome everybody. I hope everybody's finding their footing again after all the closures for the ice and snow. Um, Hopefully nobody got too far behind. I guess we'll go ahead and get started. It is 11 o'clock and we are streaming live. So just a reminder, we are streaming live. So um, as far as the updates, I reached out to the chancellor and provost for any updates they wanted us to share. They didn't really have anything. Dr. King, went through some stuff at instructional council. He was like, share that stuff, but really outside of that, there's stuff going on, um, but nothing really finalized or affecting us right now. So as far as the safety and security training sessions, our interim chief of police, Clemens, is planning to make videos for each campus for what to do in the case of an active shooter. We had talked about having a session on the Denton campus where he could walk through, and he felt it would be much better to individualize and do the training for each campus individually. Plus, with them making the videos, then as people move from one campus to another, they'll have access to that. And this will go out it'll be available to faculty and staff. So I thought that was a good addition because ours was originally, primarily targeting faculty. Of course, we would have welcomed any staff that heard about it, but anyway, so that is supposed to be in the works. I haven't had an update on that, but I will reach out soon to see how much progress is being made on that. Um, we did request a session um, on the Denton campus for March 20th, where Beverly Goddard, one of our main advisors, and then the part-time international student advisor. I'm sorry, I don't remember what her name is. She's fabulous. They did a great training session during in-service on the international student experience. We're asking them because there wasn't a lot of attendance at those during in-service. We're asking them to do another session like that, possibly pull in some international students to tell us a little bit about their experience. And that would be on the Denton campus and also broadcast through WebEx and recorded so that, everybody has access to it. So Dr. King and Melinda are working on arranging that session, and we will get information out about that as soon as they have arrangements made. Bit updates, Doug, I think you said y'all did not meet. Anything you want to share?
No, Wayne, well, we have just the group hasn't met yet this semester. We're still waiting to have our first meeting and kind of catch up with regard to all that stuff that the BIT team deals with. So that's kind of where we're at.
Okay. Thank you. I did attend instructional council this morning. There were a lot of updates to certificate programs in particular. The state has removed the requirement that they have end of course exams and capstone project type things at the end of the course. So they're updating our programs to remove those. It should really help with our completion numbers because it is difficult to get those students to come back after they've completed their coursework to do an extra class or, exams like that. So that passed with flying colors. There were some other program changes. Most things I felt were fairly minor changes. If anybody wants to see what program changes were being talked about, you can always reach out to me for the instructional council agenda. I don't know if everybody has access to that or not, but I can definitely share the instructional council agenda if you want to see what changes were being made. Most of it was taking things that they're already doing and kind of incorporating it into into the program. So for example, the teacher education program, they had a requirement that students take um, uh, technical writing, but they were accepting 1301 or 1302 in place of that, but they were having to fill out a bunch of paperwork to do that. So now they're changing that to say, an English core curriculum course. So that they don't have to fill out paperwork every time they accept one of those. It's not changing what they were doing, it's just changing how they deal with it. So there were some changes like that. The thing that Dr. King shared that I thought would really interest y'all is there's talk again about the Flower Mound campus and what we're going to do there, um, what changes are going to be made. There are no decisions made at this point. When decisions are made, he will update us. He assured us that any changes that are made to the Flower Mound campus will take a couple of years to implement. So nobody's going to be blindsided by this. It's not going to be an overnight, we're out of here, lock the door and turn off the lights kind of thing. It will take a couple of years to implement any change, and he will keep us updated on that. So um, if faculty are concerned about it, I believe the Board of Regents is going to be discussing it at their next um, Board of Regents meeting. So attend that if you have questions or concerns. Sandy Otto sends out the agenda and the link for that each month. They didn't get to meet last month because of the ice. So um, anyway, feel free to tune in to the Board of Regents meeting. They are live streamed just like we are. So you don't even have to leave your house to stay abreast of what's going on. Um, let's see, executive committee updates. They canceled our meeting this month because of the snowstorm and everybody being so far behind. So our next meeting is scheduled for May 6th, so I have no updates from there. Any questions about any of those updates at this point? Okay, I will move on to the current and ongoing issues then. Constitutional amendments and updates. I am in the process of finalizing those. Jeremy Brannon, thank you so much for your patience with me. um, as soon as I get that done, I've got just a couple more pages to go through. I'm going to send it out to the committee of faculty who were willing to look at that and make sure that everything looks good. And then I'm hoping to get that sent on to Dr. Wallace by the end of next week so that we can have the lawyer look at it again and take into consideration what edits we think should be in there. So that's where we are on that. Questions on the amendments? Okay, we're just trying to incorporate as much of the changes that we had made in the previous document as possible, while not stepping on too many toes. Student handbook review. We did get an update at the spring faculty senate general meeting. Are there any additional updates to that?
Not currently, Misty.
Okay. Are y'all ready to meet with Dr. King on those, or are y'all still editing?
I think we're still editing. I haven't
Okay.
heard from anybody else. But yeah, I don't know when the next meeting will be off
Okay,
the top of my head. Sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. I didn't give you a heads up that I was going to ask you about it. So as soon as y'all are ready to meet with Dr. King, let me know and we'll set up a meeting and send one of the officers with y'all to that
Sure.
meeting just to make sure everything goes okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll let you know. Thank you.
You're welcome. The adjunct pay raise proposal, Doug is working on gathering the data that we need to update the proposal for this year. I will say Dr. Wallace did ask us to present that proposal again, so I think that is a good sign that they are at the very least open to entertaining the idea of doing, an adjunct pay raise. Hopefully a good sized one, which is what we'll be asking for. We focused kind of last year on presenting information about, what types of raises adjuncts had received in the past, what colleges that touch our borders were paying, and kind of went at it from that direction. We'll still provide that information, but we're going to go a little more heavy on the, here are the percentage raises that the full-time faculty have received. And if adjunct faculty had received these same percentage raises, here's where they would be, and ask them to bring us more in line with that. So that's kind of our focus for that, but that's where we are on that.
Yeah,
Any
I was going
questions?
to say that they have updated the TCCTA has updated the information that has the 24-25 um, school year on it with the amount of raises and that kind of stuff. So if y'all want to look at that, it is available on that TCCTA website under Survey of Faculty Salaries.
Excellent. So that's where we pull our information for, all the counties surrounding us, what percentage of our faculty or what percentage of our courses are being taught by adjunct faculty. That kind of information comes from there. So, okay, that's everything from my side. Um, any new issues that we need to consider? Yes, Sherry.
So coming back from the freeze, Jamie and I had some conversations, and Jamie had mentioned a concern about clear policies for what students are expected to do when we have those. Because we did have a few student issues. One student got very irate because an instructor who has a face-to-face class was going to give an assignment. And so we were talking about maybe clear policies from the administration as to what can and cannot be expected when we go to those, both of faculty and students.
Mhm.
So just a clearer guide on that.
Okay. I will say that, at least when the alerts went out this year, they did not say classes canceled. So Faculty Senate did actually manage to change something there. So, so at least we had the option to still hold our classes virtual and give assignments and things like that. Because when that was in there, I told my students, oh, they don't really mean that. They just mean we're going virtual.
See, this student was upset because the instructor was going to give an assignment. She said legally she couldn't make her do that. So we need something so the students understand that class still goes on. This is not a freebie. This is not an extra spring break.
Yes, and maybe they can look at how TWU worded their announcements, because I know that TWU put in that they were moving to virtual. Oh, that's what Kristen's saying as well. Yeah, that everything moved to virtual, and then the instructors would put in their courses what they expected. So,
So maybe just
of
some
course,
students have a clear expectation that when this happens, they're not just getting a free day off, and neither are we. And Jamie said just maybe clarification for both sides of it so that
yeah,
we have clear communication. We've made progress. I guess this
yeah.
is the next step.
Excellent.
Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem. Let me just make a quick note of that. Also, faculty. Okay. I did have an email from one of the senators saying that they had a faculty member approach asking about adding the last day for students to add a course to the academic calendar. Now, I don't think there's any way to get it on the academic calendar because those are put out so far in advance of registration and stuff. But I did speak to Kate this morning and asked her about the possibility of adding it to the registrar's important dates thing that she does, which then e-learning takes and puts on the faculty calendar. And she was very amenable to that. So I'm hoping that we'll have that information. That way, it's very clear to faculty when you should stop seeing random new students pop up Of course, that's right about the time they start getting dropped for non-payment, but at least we know, okay, here's where we can end that whole reaching out to students of, hey, welcome to the course. Here's what you've missed. Catch up quickly. So I'm was pleased to see that they're willing to add that to our list of important dates. What other issues? Wow, we must be
I had a
running
quick
smoothly.
question.
Yes.
I think I may have missed in a meeting before when we decided, we presented that we were trying to get the whole week of Thanksgiving off. I think I missed the update on that because I did have to miss a meeting. I noticed when the schedule came out that we're still doing the Monday, Tuesday classes, but no Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. But now we also have a Veterans Day holiday. So I'm a
Yes.
little concerned because in nursing, those Wednesday classes are now going to be missing 2 full instructional days on Wednesday. And next year, my Thursday groups are going to miss full Thursday instructional days. So I just kind of had a question because I was trying to plan my fall schedule and some of the other nursing faculty as well. Because when we only do a Wednesday or a Thursday course, and especially in those second 8-week courses, it's making it really challenging to get our instructional teaching time.
Yes. Because both of those would fall in the second 8 weeks, wouldn't they?
They are, yes.
Yes, we were not consulted about adding in Veterans Day, and we were told that this is not a good time to bring forward the request for the full week of Thanksgiving. So we put that on the back burner because what we need to focus on primarily right now is getting our Constitution updated and in place and approved by the Board of Regents so that we can actually continue to be a faculty senate. So that's kind of where we're putting our effort. The next administration of faculty senate can decide whether they want to take forward the Thanksgiving break proposal. We do still have all that data accessible, but it would we'd probably need to run some of those surveys and stuff again to be able to push that forward. But at this time, we did have to put that on the back burner to just kind of get everything in line with Senate Bill 37 and make sure that we have our Constitution updated and that we are, fully approved.
Thank you for the update.
You're welcome. And as far as the Veterans Day, I was as surprised as you when that came out. So I will definitely forward your concerns about that because, like you said, if we're doing, if we are doing 8-week, second 8-week courses and they're missing 2 of those, now that's the equivalent of a summer course without the hours to do the summer course stuff. So
Yeah,
I
it'll
will,
be a bit challenging. So, I mean, my
yes,
husband's a veteran, so I'm all for Veterans Day, but it makes it really difficult with those, second 8-week classes to work
yes,
that in. So, yeah.
yes. I will definitely bring those concerns forward.
Is next year's calendar posted somewhere?
I'm sorry, what?
Have we, is there, where can we go see the next year's academic? Is it already posted?
I don't know if it is posted or not. I know that Mary sent it out to the division chairs, and I think our division chair, shared it with us. I'm pretty sure. So, yes, Jill's saying yes. Jill knows. So if you can't find it, you can always reach out to me and I'll forward it to you. Any other concerns?
Just a quick question about the Flower Mound campus thing, since that got brought up. It's still just about the MSU campus, or have there been additional things that have been added onto that?
As far as I know, it's just about the MSU part. but I haven't really heard a lot of updates, so I don't know. Any other questions, concerns, things we need to focus on? Okay, well, I guess it was a short and sweet meeting today. Y'all didn't expect to get out so early. Okay, well, thank you all again for all that you do and for keeping your faculty in your divisions informed. And we will see y'all next month, and maybe we'll actually have a meeting at the right time on the first Friday of the month. It's a struggle, y'all. See y'all.